the Budget Knitter Podcast. My name is Spargur, I'm your host, and today is, I believe, episode 7. Trucking along here. Again, my name is Spargur. If you're new, you can find me on Ravelry as WSpargurKnits. I am on Instagram as WillMSU and on Twitter as WillSpargur9455. I will put all of those in the description box below. And I want to tell you today that I am going to start a Facebook page. I haven't really done anything with knitting on the Facebook realm, mostly because everybody seems to live more on Instagram, which is fine. But what I'm finding is that there are actually a lot of people who don't use Instagram, and Facebook is kind of their only social media, on top of Ravelry and YouTube, of course. So I am going to start a Facebook page that is also linked in the video description box below. You can go and you can like that page and you can share it, and if you have any questions or anything you just want to talk and meet other people, that's going to be an awesome place where you can do that. I know a lot of people tend to use Ravelry for that kind of thing, but I haven't quite figured all of those things out. So for me, I constantly have Facebook at my fingertips anyway, so it's just easier to kind of manage everything from there. So if you want to click that link and head over and like my page, there's going to be a lot of the same things that I usually post on Instagram. It's just for those people that don't use Instagram or other social media, you're going to be able to get a lot of the same updates, and that way you can share it with a broader audience as well if that is what you want to do. So let's just get right into it. So if you're new, awesome, welcome, thank you. I have been doing this for a few months now. I'm very excited. Number one reason is today I have 611 subscribers. I feel like it was just a month ago I had barely hit 400. So 200 subscribers, and I think the majority of those were in the last 2 weeks. So thank you to all of my new subscribers. You are very welcome here. I'm very happy to have you a part of this group, and of course the knitting community or the crocheting community or the yarn community or the crafting community, wherever you belong in your world of creativity, you are welcome here. And thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be a really short episode. I don't really have a whole lot to show you. That being said, a couple of little updates about me. So, most of you saw, my dogs are wrestling in the background. They are, I don't know what they're fighting over. Anyway, so for those of you who have followed me for a while, you've seen some of my videos where I talked about how I was going to participate in National Novel Writing Month, the month of November, writing a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. Well, unfortunately I had some personal issues come up very suddenly, very unexpectedly, and unfortunately I have not been able to participate in National Novel Writing Month this year. It wasn't going to work out the way that I had hoped, and too many things were going to get in the way, and it was going to cause me, on top of it already being a stressful endeavor, it was just going to cause a lot more problems, and I'm just not in the right place to be able to handle that level of stress. So I did have to decide to drop out of doing that this year, but not to worry. I do have plans to pick it up again, if not next year, sometime in the near future. I am keeping my story idea that I had started on the table so that when I am ready to pick up and attempt National Novel Writing Month again, that I will be ready to go. So, a little sad, but I'm definitely happier in terms of I don't feel as stressed. I feel like I have more freedom and time to go do things. I can be a little bit more spontaneous and flexible with my schedule. So, yeah, it sucks, but I think I'm in a pretty good place right now. I need my notes. So, also, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm in a flute choir. I actually just got back from rehearsal for that, and I'm also in a chorale. So I play flute and I sing. So my flute concert is on December 3rd, and my choir concert is on December 9th and 10th. I'm really excited about those. A lot of really cool things coming out of that. The flute choir is sounding great. Our music is starting to come together. We were missing a few people from rehearsal today, so it sounded a little funky because I think we were missing some parts. But anyway, things are coming together with that. I'm really excited to be a part of that group. There are so many talented people, and we're playing some really neat music. So if you're in the Las Vegas area on December 3rd, please, you can come to the Clark County Library on East Flamingo. Our concert is mid-afternoon, something like that. I think it's maybe at 2 or 3. Anyway, we're going to be putting on that concert, so if you happen to be in the area, drop by, say hi. Would love to have you come and see other parts of my life that I do outside of knitting and crocheting. The choral concert, December 9th and 10th. Again, if you're in the area, I'm going to have to give you location and times on that. We're doing the performance 4 times, and 3 of those are in one day. It's on a Sunday, and it's at a church. I just don't really have a whole lot of information on the exact times. So if you're interested in that, I should have updates on that soon. I can also post that stuff on Facebook, because that is a great place to put that information for people that are interested. And of course the holidays are coming up. Thanksgiving's in a couple of weeks, and then of course we have the Christmas season not too far after that. This is my favorite time of the year. It gets cold, there's hot chocolate and eggnog and everything sugary that I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to sugar, it's a problem. What are you chewing? Okay, it's a toy, that's fine. But the holidays are coming up, and I'm looking forward to decorating. I get to decorate at work. I'm really excited about this. So I get to put up a tree and a train at work. So I've been planning this all in my head, and I'm really excited about it. So holidays are coming up, and for a lot of knitters and crocheters, that means that we have a lot of projects that need to get finished. And there's actually a great video by Jada in Stitches. She's a crocheter here on YouTube. She actually put out a video, I think a week ago, about getting ready for the holidays. Talks about making your the lists of people you need to make for, and what projects they are, and making sure you have a timeline and that you can get everything done on time. So I will link that video below so that you can hop over there and check her out. Also, subscribe to her. She's awesome. If you are a crocheter, she's a great person to follow. She has so many cute projects, and most of her crocheting is done in acrylics and things that are really affordable, and she has really neat ideas about tools and different things that you can purchase to continue doing any kind of crocheting. So check out her videos, they're really awesome. So yeah, holidays are my favorite. I haven't yet picked up any eggnog, but it's on my list of things to do. Excuse me. So let's jump right in. Again, I don't have a lot to show. I have been very busy with other things. So I only have 2 things to show you. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen these, and one of these is actually kind of a repeat. So as you know, a while ago I knit socks, or a sock, out of Loops and Threads wool-like, out of a very nice purple color. This is a super fine yarn, and it's very soft. It's 85% acrylic and 15% nylon. So I love that. And this is my second sock so far. I have begun. This is 88 stitches cast on. I'm using a US1 9-inch circular needle. This is actually a Spargur. I originally had a Knitter's Pride US1 9-inch circular knitting needle. It started where the cord was attached to the needle. The yarn was starting to catch on it. So I went ahead and I updated, and I got the Spargurs. I believe I've shown these in a previous podcast, but in terms of now using them, I like them a lot better. Everything's very, very smooth. The stitches are very even. Even with sometimes my tension getting loose here or there, I find that I'm not seeing any really weird stitches in this. And it's been commented that somebody looks like I have purchased this like this, not knit it by hand. So I'm very excited about this. I have quite a ways to go before this is done, but I should have it done before the end of the year. I love this color. It's very soft. Anyway, so I've been working on this, and hopefully I will have a new pair of socks to show you within hopefully the next month, hopefully before Christmas. So I have that. The second project I have going is actually a Jada in Stitches project. She did a tutorial for a fairy tale cloak. I love cloaks, I love anything medieval, I love robes, things that flow, capes, anything like that. So I decided that I would start making this. Now if you follow me on Instagram, there's a couple of pictures of me wearing it. So the first thing is you knit the two different sides of the hood. Now I'm using Caron Big Cakes in the plum pudding colorway, so it's a self-striping yarn. So when you knit the two different pieces of the hood before you sew them together, so the hood is two different colors, but that's fine. I added, because the hood ended up not being long enough, so I added this kind of, this is Caron Simply Soft in Pumpkin. I thought that was kind of just a really nice accent to add. It also kind of evened out the bottom edge of the hood. So when I went to attach it to the rest of the body, it sat a little better. Anyway, so it's pretty long. This hangs down to, I think, just the back of my thighs. I'm gonna make this ankle length. So what I've been working on is just getting this continued. I really love the pattern that Jada chose to use, or the stitch pattern that she chose to use. It's just the crochet V pattern in double crochet, and it doesn't look like much, but it's slightly different than if somebody were just double crocheting across the rows. But I'm very pleased with how this is turning out. What'll happen is once I reach the length, actually I have to reach about 3, maybe 4 inches before I want the length to be finished, because the last thing you do is after you get across a row is you then turn and you add a border all the way up, even across the hood, so it'll connect all the way around. And I decided that I want to do it again in the Caron Simply Soft, because I think that'll be like a really nice outline. I think it'll be a really cool accent color to have this kind of pop of orange around this cloak. So I'm gonna do that. Also, it doesn't wrap around me as much as I would like it to, so by adding a few extra rows on the border, so I'm gonna do maybe 3 or 4 inches, I'm hoping to get another 8 inches of closure around me. So yeah, anyway, that's my second work in progress right now. And unfortunately, that's all I really have in terms of projects, one knitting and one crocheting. I do have a bunch of other works in progress just kind of sitting, but I haven't touched them. And it sucks, but they will get touched eventually. I just need to stop starting new things before finishing old things. It's a problem, but what can you do? So, I have one other update. For those of you who followed me for a while, you know that I wrote and designed a table runner, and I included some pictures. I also put them on Instagram. I'm going to insert a picture here. So, that pattern is now available. It's done, it's been edited, it has been knit, it's been blocked, it looks great, I love it. It is now available on Ravelry. Now I know I said in a few past videos that I was going to make it free because it was my first one. I changed my mind on that, and there's a couple reasons. One, it did take me a while to do it, and I really want to I don't want to only have this as kind of a hobby. I really enjoy the idea of continuing to grow in this industry, and I know that sounds kind of far-fetched. It's like when somebody says they want to major in music. It may not make a whole lot of money, but purchasing the pattern means that you're supportive of what I do. And I want to be able to continue to create things for people. And that being said, the pattern is $3. It is only $3 on Ravelry. It's available now. I'm going to put a link in the description box below. You can go to Ravelry and get that pattern. Every purchase helps me continue to design and create, and it also helps bring you these videos, because without support I would not have the time to put these out. So your support of me helps me bring you content. And so again, it's $3. Now my table runner is very, very, very short. It's the only table I own. So if you purchase this and you knit it, I would love to see it. Please show me how yours turns out. I'm going to tell you now, I knit mine in Karen's Simply Soft in the pumpkin colorway. I like it. I think it's gorgeous. I would not use that again. I think it is too bulky for the lace. So use your favorite needle size and yarn size for lace knitting. Whatever you prefer, use that, and then show me what it looks like, because I haven't quite delved into the world of using lace weight yarn yet. So I'm sure there are those of you out there who are much more experienced and can kind of bring a little bit more life to what I've created. So please, your support is very, very, very appreciated. I can't say enough thank yous for all of you who join me on this channel. So that link is in the video description box below. I don't know, she's been... dogs. Anyway, that link is in the video description box below, and please, if you love the pattern, share it, let people know what you think of it. And then somebody suggested that I should actually turn it into a shawl, and I think that's a really neat idea. And if people like this, I may take the time to see if I can develop a shawl out of this pattern. So great idea, and I will look into that as soon as I can. So moving forward, there are a few things that have been asked or requested that I would like to do for you in the future. I don't really have time right now, but maybe before the end of the year or starting next year, I want to incorporate some of the things that you guys have asked me to do. So I did get a request to show you exactly how I knit, because I mentioned at one point that I'm kind of a slow knitter. So somebody did request that I show you exactly how I hold my yarn and my needles and exactly how I knit. So I will do that for you. Also, somebody has asked for a beginning to end sweater tutorial, and I agree that I should show you what I've done and the things that I've found that worked. That being said, sweaters take a really long time to knit, and I don't have the kind of time, like it would take me probably a month or two to just film the tutorial, because the whole point is that I have to knit it too. So down the line, I will look into doing that. That is something, I would not look forward to that in the near future, but I would continue to see if that is something that I will eventually offer, because I think knitting a sweater sounds scary. It sounds terrifying. When I decided that I was gonna undertake knitting a sweater, I was petrified. it's not that bad, and if you have the right tools and the right understanding, and once you do it, you realize that it's really not that bad, especially if you're just doing something kind of basic, which is exactly what I did for my first sweater, and that's what I would do for a tutorial. So, anyway, they keep touching my stand. Get down. No. They're so rowdy today. Anyway, so if I do a sweater tutorial, it will be on a very basic sweater. Essentially, it would be like your first sweater. And I will show you all the tips and tricks and all of the tools that I would use to accomplish completing that project. So, another thing for you to look forward to. And I think somebody has, again, I know I've said a couple times I would do reviews on yarns that I've used. There has been a request to actually make that video. So that should be coming up soon as well. I do want to show you the things that I've done and the things that I've used and whether or not I enjoy using them. And so that should be coming in the near future. Other than that, that is kind of all I have for you today. I know this was super short. We're at about somewhere between the 20 and 25 minute mark. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, I know it was really short, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get more to you soon. I gotta sit down and work on some of these things. With the holidays, things are a little bit busier, a little bit more hectic. I'm not exactly getting all of the time to sit down, and I've got a couple of other things that I'm focusing and working on. So, that being said, things may be a little slow right now, but I will be here every 2 weeks with video for you for sure. If I'm able, I would like to upload a video every week if possible, but at least through the end of the year it will most likely be every 2 weeks because I don't really have kind of any other time right now with family coming into town and possibly going out of town. There's just a lot of things to work on right now. So thank you again. It's been a pleasure hosting this podcast, and it's been wonderful to see all of your comments and all of your participation in this community. If you have any questions or you have any tips or tricks or anything that you can offer, feel free to leave me a comment. You can write me on Facebook, you can send me something on Twitter, Instagram, any of those places. Just you can pop in, leave a comment, send a message, anything like that. Love to hear from you. Also, you can send me, you can add me as a friend on Ravelry. I'd be happy to accept your request there, and if you have any questions or anything, I'm not as responsive on Ravelry, but I do occasionally remember to go on there and be like, oh, hey, check your inbox. So yeah, you can contact me in all of those different ways, and I do try very, very hard to get back to everyone as much as I can. With more and more people commenting on my videos, it is actually getting a little bit harder to keep up with all of the comments, but I promise you I'm trying. If you haven't heard from me, it's just because I'm busy, but I promise I will get to it at as soon as I can, okay? So, thank you for joining me. I've enjoyed my weekend. Thanksgiving is coming up. In fact, I think the next podcast will actually be right after Thanksgiving. Let me confirm that. Yes. So the next podcast is going to be November 25th. So that's going to be the Saturday after Thanksgiving. You'll be all stuffed. You'll be eating leftovers. You'll have spent time with your family. And if you're like me, you celebrate the materialism of Christmas and you went Black Friday shopping. So, hopefully Saturday will be kind of a day of rest for a few of us. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, and hopefully there's going to be a lot more fun updates coming in the near future. So, hit the little, hit subscribe, first of all. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And then you can click the little bell, and you'll get all of my updates in your little notifications section. And, add me on Twitter, add me on Instagram, add me on Facebook, or add this podcast page on Facebook, and add me as a friend on Ravelry, and continue to knit, crochet, craft, be creative, be fun, love people, and have a very, very wonderful holiday season. I will see you again very soon. Thank you. Bye.